Good evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Jefferson Robbins. Grant Olson will join us a little bit later on for your weather report. Right now he's resting up after his sterling work anchoring our morning show, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, where he's stationed all this week. Right now, here's some of the top stories we're following for you tonight. Language concerning pregnant people in a presentation for the Chelan Douglas Health Board proves triggering for one Chelan County Commissioner. 7 different sponsors of festivals and related community events throughout north central Washington will receive thousands of dollars in grants to keep the good times rolling. And it was another clear and sunny day for the Wenatchee Valley today, with those temperatures edging up from our low conditions yesterday. But expect that nice dry heat to return. We're talking about triple digits for later on this week. As I said, Grant Olson will be along a little bit later on to give you the complete weather picture. The body of a man who died after falling from a floating raft in the Columbia River near Crescent Bar was recovered after a 2-day search yesterday. Grant County Sheriff's deputies say the man disappeared about 6:20 p.m. Saturday when the raft overturned while floating near Willow Beach, just north of Crescent Bar Resort. Searchers began efforts to rescue or recover the victim with assistance from the King County Sheriff's Department dive team. Sheriff spokesman Kyle Foreman said crews were able to locate the missing man's body at 10:45 a.m. Monday. Grant County Coroner Craig Morrison will determine the precise cause of death. A Grant County man already facing sentencing for child pornography in local court has also entered a plea to similar charges in U.S. District Court in Spokane. 48-year-old Michael Gene Rice of Soap Lake pleaded guilty Thursday to federal charges of production and attempted production of child pornography for soliciting sensitive images from an 11-year-old in his care. Back in February, a Grant County jury convicted Rice on 5 child porn charges, and he still awaits sentencing in that case. Rice was convicted of child rape in 2002. Federal prosecutors say they'll recommend a prison sentence of minimum 22 years. It was supposed to be an informative presentation on the risks of wildfire smoke, but after Chelan Douglas Health Officer Dr. James Wallace finished his presentation to the Board of Health on Monday, Chelan County Commissioner Sean Smith had some things to say. Specifically, Smith objected to the inclusion of the term pregnant people in Wallace's slideshow, which warned about the health effects of wildfire smoke inhalation on various groups.
If my name is going on a document like this, or I'm sitting on the board of the health district, and I'm accepting the fact that pregnant people are susceptible to smoke, I have an issue with that, because I don't know that there's I haven't heard of many pregnant men that are affected by smoke inhalation. And to be that general bothers me to sit on this board if we're putting our name on that description.
Well, I'm going to interject and say that we have a health district officer that he represents us, and a lot of the things that he puts forward is, yes, it's his words, because he's the health officer, and because we're on this board, we're part of that. So yeah, your name's going to be on some things because you're on the board.
Well, and I respect the fact that he writes these reports from his position.
Yeah.
And I respect that, but I'm just asking, is there a way that you can go back, Dr. Wallace, and say, you know, pregnant women are more susceptible to smoke than pregnant people?
Yes, help me with the distinction.
I don't know of many pregnant men, and my name is on this board. My name is on this document if it's released to the public for recommendations during smoke events, and pregnant people is not acceptable. My desire is not to disqualify your work, Dr. Wallace. Don't get me wrong in that. It's just when my name is going on something, I'm agreeing with 100% of it. And I have a real hang up with pregnant people being on documents that say Chelan Douglas Health District on them.
I didn't mean to jump into that realm of discussion. I would say that in present time, we have a number of people that seek care in our healthcare facilities. We have a number of people in our communities that don't only identify as man, only identify as woman. And you do have cases, we see this, where people who do not identify as a woman are pregnant. And I don't want to exclude those individuals who are pregnant from these recommendations, because a person that is pregnant is at greater risk from wildfire smoke. And so that's what I was trying to present. And I want to make sure that in communications, it's clear that anyone who is pregnant is going to be at risk.
In other news from the Chelan Douglas Health District, a former alternate board member will now become a district employee. Former Wenatchee Valley College Nursing Program Director Kristen Hosey resigned her alternate seat on the board in June in order to apply for the post of Deputy Administrator, joining Chief Administrator Luke Davies. Also joining the Health District is a new Environmental Health Director, Mariana Fletcher, plus 2 new officers to work under Fletcher in the district's Environmental Health Department. When we come back, a quick response by Wenatchee Valley firefighters brings the hammer down on another fire in Malaga. This one sparked by an electrical fault. And local festivals will have another chance at life thanks to an ongoing state grant program. I'm Jefferson Robbins, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Castle Rock International is the Northwest premier real estate agency for large acreage properties, farms and ranch land, lodging and resorts, and other distinctive commercial real estate. Professional, knowledgeable, and discreet, Castle Rock International has the listings and the buyers you have been looking for. Contact John McNamara at Castle Rock International today, or visit their website for more information on this award-winning company.
So, how's Evan?
Well, he's all grown up now, but I worry about him.
So many dangers in the world. COVID, the environment, the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, I hear opioid misuse is on the rise.
I don't even know how to start a conversation with him.
This might help. GetTheFactsRx.com. There's a whole section on how to talk about opioids with your family.
Offer support, not judgment. Cool.
Talk to your family about the dangers of opioids. Visit GetTheFactsRx.com.
D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee provides financial services for independent-minded clients working to secure their futures. Whether it's helping construct your personal financial, retirement, or estate plan, they start with a disciplined approach and straightforward advice. An individualized approach is rooted in the values, stability, and strength their company was founded on in 1935. With offices coast to coast and personal attention you deserve right here in the Wenatchee Valley, learn more about D.A. Davidson.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. A half-acre brush fire on Riviera Boulevard in Malaga was sparked Monday by an electrical fault. The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department said the electrical burst came from an irrigation pump house and set nearby grass ablaze. Department spokesperson Kay McKellar said the fire was reported at 1:12 p.m. and quickly extinguished with no damage to structures and no injuries. Well, several North Central Washington community events and festivals have been awarded pandemic relief grants. The Washington State Department of Commerce has awarded over $3 million in grant money to 200 community events. The recipients qualified by having an event or festival that had to be suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Among the grantees are Fiestas Mexicanas, the Icicle Creek Center for the Arts, the Methow Valley Chamber Music Festival, the Okanagan County Fair, the Wenatchee Downtown Association, and the Ephrata and Lake Chelan Chambers of Commerce. Those grants range from $6,000 to $34,500, with the funding used to stabilize budgets and restart local festivals and events that were halted by the pandemic. Well, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline will celebrate its one-year anniversary this month. The free confidential dialing code helps people experiencing a mental health or substance abuse crisis to connect with a trained counselor. Washington State became the first state to implement the 988 Lifeline. More than 65,000 calls, 11,000 texts, and 13,000 chats were answered by Washington's 3 Lifeline crisis centers in that first year. That's a 75% rise in calls since the crisis line launched. And the State Department of Health says those numbers show the service is needed. This year, Washington passed further legislation to increase collaboration between 911 and 988 and improve outreach to people who are most at risk. Well, coming up next, we sat down with Martin Barron, the incumbent Wenatchee School Board member with the most contested primary race. He faces two challengers on the August 1st ballot. And Grant Olson makes the weather forecast sing with his usual savoir-faire. That's all just ahead on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Dear Merry Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor. Naughty cat. Poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Merry Maids.
I chose a career at Confluence South because I wanted to help people, and I knew there would be opportunities for growth. I started as a medical assistant, but quickly advanced in my career. I received 5 promotions in only 7 years, 3 of those in management roles. Most organizations don't offer that type of growth. Now, as a career pathway coordinator, I let everyone know. Come join Confluence South. Come grow with us.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to Blueberry Hills to experience some real treats. Take a look at our homemade cream pies, our amazing cheesecakes, and don't forget our famous banana pudding. Remember, we're more than just great treats. People come from all over the world to experience what has been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Well, this year, all 5 seats on the Wenatchee School Board are up for grabs, but only 1 seat has 3 candidates still in the current primary election. Incumbent board member Martin Barron is running for a 2-year term as an at-large candidate to represent voters throughout the district. I spoke last week with Barron about his candidacy and the $4.5 million budget shortfall that will eliminate about 40 staff positions in schools in the coming year. We also reached out to Barron's 2 challengers on the ballot. Candidate Tricia Cleek told NCWLIFE her schedule made her unavailable for an interview. The 3rd candidate, John Lacasse, did not respond to our messages. One of the missions of the Wenatchee School District in its mission statement is to make students future ready. How do we reassure students and parents and teachers that the district itself is future ready when it has those kinds of challenges sitting right on its doorstep?
Yes, you talk about $4.5 million, and budget to budget, there was about 40 positions. But I think you need to look at it from a benchmark point of view. What a third roughly of that reduction corresponds to declining enrollment. Now, you don't necessarily get the right pupil-teacher counts to be able to adjust to that, but that's inevitable. You've got to adjust that way. We have a formula for getting money from the state. Another third, roughly, is the end of extra money that all schools got to deal with the pandemic. That was going to go away anyway. We've just got to do it in the most orderly way we can. And I'll let the superintendent give out some good news he's got on managing to compensate for some things that went away. So that kind of thing. And the other third is adjusting, and we had some forecasting discrepancies, and they were forecasting. But where that takes me is the school district adapted and, in fact, beat the budget in the previous year, and we're able to do that. And if you compare the actual people as compared to the budget positions, everybody knows it's very difficult to find bus drivers, truck drivers, teachers, parapros in the whole of the United States right now. We are not staffed at 100%. So as Superintendent Eagle said, this is an immense human position issue from the point of view of teachers and careers. But the district worked really hard to use natural attrition and minimize that impact. So it is an adjustment process. It's a thoughtful adjustment process. Actually, I think of it as perhaps not as big as 40, maybe 30, maybe even less if you take some positions that are not filled. And it's $4.5 million in roughly $130 million a year. That's the magnitude of the change. In a school district where 85% of our costs are people. So it's very much a people organization.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great Tuesday. Definitely warmed up a little bit out there, but actually about normal for this time of year. The good news about today, we lost all of that wind. And boy, we had gusts yesterday, 44 miles an hour. It was a nasty day yesterday, but beautiful. And our neighbors in Ephrata in Grant County, lots of beautiful blue sky out there today. All of us enjoyed that. Ephrata, Moses Lake, Quincy, plenty of wind yesterday. So good news for you. Had a break from that today. And I'll tell you what, today a break from the really hot temperatures, because we're going to say goodbye to the 80s as we get into midweek. By the time we get into Saturday, Wednesday rather, we are looking at temperatures in the mid 90s, and we are going up to near 100, if not above, for both Thursday and Friday, and then back to the mid 90s again on Saturday. So our hot, dry weather continues. Today, as I mentioned, wasn't bad out there. 87 degrees unofficially at Pangbourne Airport. That's a couple of degrees below where we should be. 89 is normal. It was a hot one. It was a while ago too. 1960. 106 degrees, 59 this morning. We haven't had 50s in a while. Felt pretty good out there. 63, our normal low temperature for this time of year. Our record low, 47, and that was set in 1996. Still no new precipitation. We haven't seen that in a while, nor will we here, even in the long-term forecast. And we're already behind where we should be, almost 1.3 inches, an inch and 3/10. So we need some moisture, but it's just not happening, at least yet. Sunrise 5:22 this morning. Sun sets tonight at 8:51. All right, let's take a look at what we can expect as we get into tomorrow. Yeah, the heat's on. 96s, Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. 95 for Wenatchee, 94 for Entiat, 96 in Chelan, and the warm spot tomorrow, we're all going to be about 90 or above, is Omak with a high temperature of 97. As we take a look at tonight, high pressure is still in control. You can see the eastern flank of that ridge up and over the Pacific Northwest, but I'll tell you, desert Southwest heat has been something. Tonight, we'll see mostly clear skies, mild with low temperatures in the mid-60s out there, so about 6 degrees warmer than this morning. Sunny and hot for Wednesday. We talked about it. High temperatures in the mid-90s. There's just the tip of the ridge, so it's grabbing that really warm air and bringing it our way. And we're going to continue to see that as we make our way into the end of the week. Even hotter for Thursday. Sunny and unseasonably hot. High temperatures for almost all of central and eastern Washington, right around 100 degrees, 105 for folks down in Walla Walla and the Tri-Cities. For Friday, sunny, hot again, not a cloud in the sky in the western third of the country. Highs again near 100 degrees as we end our work week. Area of low pressure, though, is making its way in, and that will be a factor later in the forecast, but not so much on Saturdays. Sunny and still hot. We'll see high temperatures as we kick off the weekend in those mid-90s, and it's going to be hot even back into Montana, 95, 97 for Billings. And that trend will continue as we end our weekend on Sunday. It will be just a bit cooler on Sunday. A few clouds beginning to roll into western Washington, but we're still talking high temperatures on Sunday in the low 90s. And then for Monday, sunny and hot once again, but notice the area of low pressure. It's kicking more clouds our way, so that could change our weather pattern after Monday. But boy, we are going to stay hot next week too, with high temperatures in the mid-90s. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. 64 degrees overnight, sunny and hot tomorrow, 95 degrees, and then look at Thursday and Friday. 100 for Thursday, 99 and sunny on Friday, and still hot as we get into the upcoming weekend. A little bit cooler. We'll see 96 on Saturday, 93 Sunday, and by Monday, sunny skies with a high temperature of 94 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Eugenio Suarez homered, and the Mariners held off the Twins last night in Seattle by a final of 7-6. Minnesota jumped out to a 2-0 lead off Seattle starter Logan Gilbert, who struggled early. Mariners rallied for 4 runs in the 4th inning and won their 2nd straight at T-Mobile Park.
That gets through. Teo scores. Ty France will get the stop sign. Mariners are on the board. Jose Caballero. It's a 2-1 Twins lead here in the 5th. RBI for Cabby is 21st. Something in the air deep, too. 3-2 pitch to Julio. 2 out, runners go. The pitch, he takes, and he's good to go. Polito, is it going to get down? It does. Ford scores right behind him, Cabby. Julio will hold it second. 2-run single. Jared Kelnick, and the Mariners have the lead at 4-2 here in the 5th inning.
High fly center field. He's hit this very high, very deep, and gone.
Wow. Oh
into the wind to straightaway center field, and it's 4-3.
Here comes the 3-2 again to Mike Ford. Runner at third. 4-3 Mariners, and that's going to be a wild pitch, and that's going to get another run in. So the Mariners now lead at 5-3. There you go. Fly ball deep, left field, bye-bye, Gino! With a home run, his 12th, a 2-run shot, and the Mariners lead is 7-3. I can feel it, Dan. Feel the surge coming, baby. He is due for a home run surge, and hopefully this was the beginning. Good vibes only. 2 on. Oh boy, down the line, that thing's gone. Who told you this kid can hit? The top home run guys, 13th home run of the season, 33 RBIs. Now we got a 1-run ball game. Seawald, high target. Hang him! Paul Seawald!
And they take down the Twins in game 1 of this 4-game series. It's a final score. The Mariners 7 and the Twins 6.
Jared Kelnick had 2 hits on the night as Seattle improved to a game over 500. The 2 teams meet again tonight at 6:40 on Root Sports Northwest. While checking the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard, Texas continued its winning ways with a walk-off 3-2 win over Tampa Bay. Josh Smith scored the winning run in the bottom of the 9th on a wild pitch. Shohei Ohtani had 3 hits, including his 35th home run as the Angels walked off 4-3 over the Yankees. Michael Stefanik drove home Chad Wallach with the winning run in the bottom of the 10th on an RBI single for Los Angeles. Jake Pivetta struck out 13 over 6 innings as the Red Sox hit the A's in a 7-0 win. Boston used an opener for 2 innings before Pivetta took over. He and Chris Martin didn't allow a single Oakland hit over the next 7 innings. Texas's lead in the West grew by a half game over the idle Houston Astros. Seattle remains 8 games back in 3rd place while the Angels lurk in 4th, 9 games out. The Wenatchee Apple Sox overcame an early 5-run deficit, scoring 8 runs in the 5th inning to beat Bend 11-6 last night. Both teams traded home runs early on a blustery night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Elks batted around in a 5-run 4th inning before Wenatchee countered in the 5th, taking the wind out of the sails of the visitors. I was along Brandon Schmitten with a call here on the NCWLIFE channel.
So Bellingham has already punched their ticket to the playoffs no matter what happens the rest of the season. This pitch is swung on, and a fly ball to right, and gone. Apple Sox with their first run of the ball game, and it comes off the bat of Carson Olin.
That's always a good thing to get a home run out of your number 9 hitter, isn't it?
It is. It definitely is. Olin gets a low 5 from his coach as he rounds the bases. This pitch is a well-struck ball, deep right center. There's no chance of this one. It's out. Trey Nelson with a leadoff home run for Bend. And the Elks, just like that, tie it 1-1.
That was hit to the big part of the ballpark, and I don't feel much wind right now. There was no question about that one.
That is his first home run in an Elks uniform in his 12th game of the summer. And the pitch by Boyd. Swung on and hit line drive, and it is a fair ball just inside the bag at first. That's going to score the go-ahead run. Swung on and hit in the air, and this one's going to fall in for a base hit and score one at least. Sukata is going to scamper into third. Throw from Ponce in will be cut off. Boyden, big, deep breath. Left-hander's delivery to the plate is low for ball 4, and another run will score. And the first pitch to him by Rajo gets away from the catcher. The runner from third will break home. The throw home is not in time, and a run's going to score on the wild pitch. The pitcher off to his left. And this pitch swung on a hit hard, but right at the third baseman, bobbles it, picks it up, throws, and it is not in time at first base. The run's going to score. It's now 6-1. So good news on that front. 3-2 count here with runners on the corners, and the pitch swung on and hit towards the ground. Second baseman will field, throw to second, and the ball goes off the glove of the shortstop covering, and everybody's safe. A run will score at 6-2. This is now a 6-2 ball game. Pitch swung on a chop towards the left side of the infield. Third baseman will field, and he will throw away.
Scores 2 runs.
And another run's going to score for Wenatchee on the throwing error, and so Bend helping out the cause here.
Yes, definitely. Pitcher being the mountain of a man there.
1-2 the count, swung on and hit.
Instead, he'll just get a base hit.
Seeing eye single, works at the left fielder, dropped the ball. Rounding first, holding at first base is Frankie Carney, giving him an RBI, and the Sox are down by 1, 6-5. Our wind swirling from left to right here at the ballpark. Pitch on the way, swung on and hit the air to right field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Rounding third and heading for home is Carney, and the game is tied at 6-6. And the pitch by Bolander swung on and hit to the right side. That goes off the first baseman to the second baseman. They throw him the first, and it goes into the dugout. 2 runs are going to score. Apple Sox have batted around here in their 5th. Pitch swung on and hit to the right side and through for another base hit. Rounding third and heading for home. The throw is going to be cut off, and another run scores. Wenatchee extends the lead. There comes a 2-2 pitch as the runner goes. Strike 3 called, gone looking, and how about striking out the side for 8 strikeouts in the ball game for Jaden Williamson in relief for the Wenatchee Apple Sox, as Wenatchee gets the win tonight by a score of 11-6.
Carson Olin finished tonight 2 for 3 with 2 runs in his first home run, with Nick Putnam adding a couple of hits, including a double. Joseph Rajo earned the victory on the mound, working an inning and a third of relief. 2 teams meet again tonight, 6:35. Be sure to listen for the game with Joel Norman on a sunny FM. Wenatchee edged a little closer in the WCL North second half standings with last night's win, while everyone else in the division was idle. Apple Sox improved to 7-3, are within a half game of Kelowna for first place. There was one other league game last night and 2 non-leaguers as we check the Les Schwab scoreboard. Cowlitz got 6 hits from its 3 leadoff hitters in a 4-1 win over Bellingham. Spencer Said worked 5 innings of 4-hit shutout ball to earn the victory for the Black Bears. In non-league action, Yakima Valley batted around in the bottom of the first, scoring 6 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors en route to a 13-2 win over the Cascade Collegiate Showcase team. Josh Hankins was 5 for 6 with 2 runs for the Pippins. Phoenix Call was 2 for 4 with 3 runs and 3 RBI to lead Corvallis to a 12-2 win over Redmond. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or on our website, NCWLIFE.com. Remember also, if you see news happening, we do want to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call, 888-6295. That's 888-NCWL. I'm Jefferson Robbins. I'll see you back here tomorrow night.